Hello dear friends and welcome to another chess lesson from chesslessons.blog. Today we are going to see a very well-known endgame position named Philidor's position. The reason I put much emphasis on the endgames is that new players, if they have never seen that position before, it is very easy to lose a draw here for white. So you have to see the position in order to be able to convert the draw into the game or your advantage, the win. If you have never seen that before, it's very difficult to find the solution over the board on a blitz or even a classical game after many hours of playing. So here white has the move and he can keep the draw. What black threats here is simply to advance his king and pawn and maybe pass the rook from the other side. You see that if white's rook goes somewhere, okay, even a bankrupt mate might be threatened, as the pawn and king here are catching all the squares above the king, and the other threat is to pass the black his rook on a2 and give the check here and threat the rook of white and take the rook. So what can white play here? Here you need a plan. You need to first find the plan, define the plan, and then you will have no difficulty to find the correct moves. Now, in a future example, we are going to see the passive defense, where black just goes right and left and right and waits for black. But here passive defense loses because of the plan I mentioned before. So we need a new plan. The plan is first of all to prevent the black king from going further nearer to our king, and actually to achieve that there is only one way to get our rook on g3. But what next? What should we do next? We should have a whole plan in our mind, not just moves. This is the way a good player thinks. He develops plans, not moves. So after we cut off black's king, we should try to take him apart from his pawn here. Okay, and the only way to do that, as we have no other piece, is to try find some checks for the black king. So here is a very important rule in chess that says even for the defending or for attacking side, the right square when it comes to a promoting pawn, to an advanced pawn, is behind the pawn. So both white and black wants to get their rooks behind the passed pawn. Of course here black has a very specific plan, so this is why he has his rook here. But white can take his rook not behind the pawn here, because he has a much greater possibility first to get his rook behind the enemy's king and start checking. This fulfills the plan he has in mind to take apart the king from the pawn with as many checks as possible, because there are no other pieces. If there were more pieces in the board and another piece could hold the pawn, he could take the white could bring his rook behind the pawn in order to attack it. But here he has no other pieces to move. So with that in mind, that we want to cut off the black king and then to give as many checks as possible in order to take black king apart from the pawn, and with the rule saying that the best place to give some checks or attack a passed pawn is behind the pawn, it's easy to find the exact moves for our plan. Rook c3. Here we cut off the black's king. So the black can simply go here and check, but white is going to wait for his decision, and his only decision here is to advance the pawn. Okay, so what we do now, we can check from g4, but this is breaking the rule. We mentioned that we want our rook behind the enemy king or the enemy pawn, and here we notice that a move before, actually two, black had a very good shelter, black king had a very good shelter behind the pawn, and he could also, if the rook leaves, he can also hide in front of his pawn, but here he has no shelter. So here the black has two options. The first option is to try to create again the shelter. Now a mate is threatened on rook h1. You see a bank rank mate. It is very important to have such themes in mind because it's very easy to make the mistake. But here white can hold the draw by attacking enemy's king, and when he's far away from the pawn, then white just threats the pawn and he takes it because black king cannot defend it, and if rook here, for example, king here. The other option black had over here is to try advance the pawn, and here comes a very nice, very nice draw. So we give the check again, and actually the only move now is to go here, because let's say after here you simply check again, and you need to come here in order to protect your pawn, because I attack it twice, and after another check it's going to be just a perpetual. But if you play here, for example, oh, okay, it's stuck a little. Okay, sorry for that. So if you go here, now you have the option to go king c3, and actually there is a very nice drawing pattern playing rook b3 check. Now if you take, it's a stalemate because the white has no square to go. You see, black king, pawn and rook are taking all my squares away for my king, but my king is not threatened. This is a stalemate, and even if here you choose not to take and play, for example here, I can play here threatening your pawn and taking it in the next move, and if you take it, it's again a stalemate. So this was the Philidor's defense, okay, and it is very important to have a plan in our mind, and once we get the plan, we are going to find the correct moves. And the plan here is to cut off the black king from coming closer to white's king, and then gives as checks as possible from the right squares, which is behind the enemy's king. This is the basic ideas you have to keep from that lesson. Now, on the next lesson, we are going to see the passive defense. I haven't mentioned in the beginning that the Philidor defense applies only for the bishops pawns, the bishops the pawns on the C and sorry, not C, F file. So for these files pawns, the three doors defense applies. In any other case, in a position like that, actually run closer, we can apply not in any other, in the corner we are going to see the passive defense, because in the corner if we move all the pawns a file left and a rank down, black is not going to have that check threat, and we're going to see how to draw that ending in the next lesson. Now what I want to mention is that you can visit our site chesslessons.blog for more chess lessons, and you can subscribe on our channel to get notified for new lessons coming out. We're going to upload many videos each week, and if you even trying to improve your play and your rating, we offer lessons for new players in chess in very low prices. You can find everything you want in our site, and you can even get 1 hour free lesson. If you are watching this video, just email us on solacas46gmail.com and I will respond to you as quickly as I can. Thank you for watching, and I hope until the next time every one of you to be good and play chess. See you soon, guys.